Here today to talk about a little bit about MTI, what the company is all about, specifically our software and what we've been doing to keep up with the changes that are so rampant and the demands that are being made these days in the post-production business. Company is a very interesting company because we provide post-production services as well as develop and license software. So in Hollywood here, we have a post-production facility. We handle 4K. We have a 4K real-time workflow that has a real-time playback of DPX, EXR sequences. We have a UHD episodic television service, and we are one of the premier film restoration houses in town, in the world for that matter. And that's all, of course, these days. For studio content, that's pretty much all 4K. Interesting the way the company evolved. It was started by two applied math professors from Brown University who were developing software for commercial applications, QC in a manufacturing line. And one of the professor's college roommate was a guy named Jay Cassidy, who happens to be an editor. And he was explaining this and showing this to him years ago, 22 years ago, and he said, you know, this has an application in film restoration if you want to do that. So that was the launch of what is now called DRS Nova. It was really the launch of digital restoration, and MTI is really the premier developer and provider of that DRS. So DRS Nova is the last iteration of that. But what I'm here to talk mostly about today is Cortex. Cortex is basically a dailies ecosystem is the way we look at it and see it. Provides 4K dailies, provides 4K editing capabilities. At the core, it's really a transcoding engine, so 4K transcoding. The three bottom services there have been developed probably in the last year due to the demand for 4K upres. And this, by the way, all lives in Cortex. 4K upres, dead pixel detection and correction. So you detect anywhere along the post-production process, you detect the dead pixel and correct it within Cortex. So in 4K dailies, we can ingest data from any camera. Audio sync, it's automatic or manual. Primary color correction. ACES implementation, we're an ACES partner. And deliverable rendering, that's DVD, you know, any codec, any file format you'd like. On the editorial sides, we have EDL pull. You can do EDL pulls for visual effects and online. Handles two video tracks and up to 16 audio tracks. Simple overwrites, inserts, lifts, extracts, and has a slate generator. And again, 4K transcoding, it is a transcoding engine at its core. Any camera format, from any resolution to any resolution, and any output format, ProRes, you know, whatever. We've been involved in a number of shootouts with studios where they'll take their 5 best vendors and give them the same material for a test for upres. And we won both shootouts we were involved with. So, you know, we feel we have the best upres algorithms available right now. So much so that Samsung approached us for a partnership to sort of enhance the automatic upres they have in their television. We had our guys go over to Korea. Their CTO came over to our place, and we now have an enhanced service that we call the MTI Samsung upres. So we have a standard upres to UHD, but an enhanced version, which is the MTI Samsung version. And it really does emulate a 4K capture. We've done a lot of testing in this space, both internally and with studios. It's very, very close. It's not really 4K capture, but it's very, very close. This feature here, you know, we've talked to a lot of the QC places in town, and one of the biggest problems they're seeing, you know, proliferate more and more and more is dead pixels. as the quality bar continues to rise, these kind of things are unacceptable, and they're finding more and more and more dead pixels all the way down at the very end of the post-production process. So Cortex has the ability to both detect and correct dead pixels. The process, obviously, the detection. Then there's a user interaction where you can actually moderate the level that you want, and then actually make the correction inside of Cortex. And the IMF packages. This is something that's everybody's interested in these days. HD and UHD, IMF supplements. We deliver, and we're approved by both Netflix and HBO for delivery. And Dolby Vision, which we're calling IMF-ish. We're getting there. We're not quite there yet, but we're doing a lot of work with Dolby at this time. So that's it. All I have to say.
Thank you, Jim. Short and sweet.